Hi everybody, welcome back to Petra's Happy Place. This is a channel where I talk about the things that make me happy. And most of the time that is yarn. And crochet and Tunisian and more yarn and lots of yarn. As you can see, I kind of like yarn, yeah. So today I would like to talk about my WIP Caddy. Now it's kind of hard to see, so let me see if I can pull it into the picture. My Caddy has gotten more action in the last 12 hours since I've gotten it. And, excuse me, my hair is just really getting really long. You guys, this is the longest my hair has been probably since I've been an adult. And it's really getting on my nerves. So this is my WIP Caddy. It's the coral color one. I love that color. I am really starting to enjoy those brighter colors. In the winter, it makes me happy. In the spring and in the summer, it fits right in. Yeah, I like him. This is the third Caddy. I am going to have to get myself another one eventually. But for now, I'm enjoying this one. Even though I probably need, well, I've got one, I've got a lot, but but I need to actually use have two caddies just for WIPs. The reason being is I have this project that's in a bag. I have this project in a bag, and each one of those could take up one little spot. I have this in a bag. That's almost an FO, so I'll show that to you first. But yeah, that is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about my WIPs. But first, coffee. So, for those of you that have been following me for a while, I go back and forth between I don't want any WIPs, I want lots of WIPs, and I want just a couple of WIPs. But I got into a little bit of a funk, meaning I had like maybe 4 WIPs, and I thought, oh, I've really got this under control. I'm happy. And I sat down one day and I was in a particularly down mood. I felt like I had lost my crojo, mainly because, I don't know, it kind of goes hand in hand. You lose your crojo, you get depressed, you lose your crojo, you know. I was feeling pretty low. Things were just not looking very good for me, and sometimes, you know, you just don't feel it. And I started looking at those WIPs, and I'm thinking, I want something else. So I started not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 new projects. So I added on to all the ones I already had, which was a lot. So let me just show you this one. I want to get this, I just need to get this one done, and I know it won't take long, but it you know, and because you know it won't take long, sometimes you just don't want to do it. You see what I'm saying? You know, it's like when I have just a couple extra minutes, I'll do that. Well, that just keeps going. Well, anyway, it's this. It was my crochet along for my Nan's Next Knots Luck of the Draw, and this is what I finished, but I need to just sew in a couple of ends. That's it. And then I'm done. I'm not going to put a border on this one. So, yeah, it's just sewing in ends. Yes, I got to do it, I know. But I got to do everything else too. That's the fun stuff. Okay, so what I did is I have a lot of scrap yarn of DK weight. And so I put it, or most of it anyway, I put in this bag, okay? And I have more DK weight that is not paint box, or, well, this one isn't paint box, or this is the Baby Bee Sweet Delight. But anyway, any kind of significant DK weight. And I'm holding 2 strands together, and I'm just doing a scrap blanket. And I've gotten this far on it. And I try to get one dark, one light, and I'm just using the moss stitch. And I love stuff like this. It goes quick and it's mindless and it's fun. But you know, I'm going to have ends, lots of ends. So I think, oh, and I put the ones that I'm working on. See, I've got, this is the bag with all of them, but this is the ones that I'm working on right now. You know, I just rotate colors, you know, so I won't have just, anyway. But I might take a break from it for a little bit and stick it with that other one so that I can weave in the color, weave in the ends. Weave in the colors, how silly is that? But weave in my ends, that's what I need to do. Okay, so that is 2 mindless things. But this one is still a WIP, and it's going to stay a WIP until it's done, and then I'll be starting another one, because this is enough yarn to do at least, well, that's just the DK weight that I have, plus what I got left in this bag, plus I have another bag somewhere that has more DK scraps. So, yeah, I have enough to make a couple of blankets. And 2 DK weight together is all that my wrist and shoulder and elbow can handle at a time. So, yeah, I know there's a way, I know you can use a bigger hook and do all, yeah, no, not me. I don't do that. This girl don't play that. What is this black thing here? What is... a hole? Oh, I'm thinking, what is that black thing right there? That is my lighting kit. Okay, so that I haven't used because I don't have a space yet. So this yarn, actually this isn't a WIP. This is a readied project that I put together. I am just, when I go to Happy Mama's house, I get a little depressed because in her family room, we call it the living room because that's where everybody goes. She has a beautiful rug, and it's an area, not an area rug, well, yeah, an area rug, you know, one of those ones that has lots of colors in it, you know, an expensive area rug. And, but everything else is so drab, and it's like, yeah, she's got rust color pillows and beige pillows that match, that have colors in the rug, but it's got so many other bright colors, and I said, I can't handle this. So I went into my stash and I pulled out yarns that are bright and colorful and that have the colors of the rug, and I'm going to try and make some little throw pillows for her with all of this, with all those colors somehow. I don't know how I'm going to work it, but that's my plan. And yeah, it's got all kinds of colors in it, and just having like one color I can work with maybe, and then have like little, I just can't, you know what would be really pretty is like that rainbow blanket like I made, you know, my rainbow friendship rainbow blanket that I made. Something like that with the colors that'll, you know, pick up those beautiful colors. Yeah, I think I've got some white. That's going to be an Aran weight or a 4-weight, and I think I have some 4-weight yarn. Yeah, but it's in the bags that I've already put together, like in storage, in long-term storage. I guess I'll just have to get it out. Okie dokie. So I got two off-white. Maybe they'll work. Okay, so anyway, that's that. Now, I'm working on another blanket, and I really, really wanted to finish this. I just started, but it's going so quickly. So I got this idea, and the pattern, you know, I mean, I kind of read over it, kind of got the gist of it, of a tartan plaid blanket. And basically, you do, you know, it's the mesh stitch, you know, like a double crochet, chain, skip one, double crochet in the top of the double crochet. So you've got these little windows, okay? And I just change up colors, and I just, you know, do a random number of rows, get some really bright colors and some, you know, neutrals, make up my own plaid. Well, I got out all the yarns that I wanted, the colors that I wanted to put together. I wanted to put together a light gray and a dark gray. Well, that's the gray. Let's see here. That's the light gray. So I got light gray and dark gray. And I got purple and lavender and yellow and green. So I got those colors. I think that's it. And basically I just did random. Then I just did this right before I got on. You do a long chain that's the like from the top of the blanket to the bottom of the blanket. So these are actually rows running like this, and now you're making chains, and then you weave them in. Now I haven't woven in my ends yet, but I think I'm going to weave them in, and when I do, I'll weave them through the chain to keep the chain in place and from moving around. But do you see, I just kind of weave it in and through, and it's just, how easy is that? And what I did was I just made a chain, and I thought it was going to be that way. Then I stuck a stitch marker in the end, and I started weaving, and I started, you know, weaving it in, and I pulled it, and then I had way too much, and then I kind of like made sure it's nice and even and there's no pulling, and then I undid what I didn't want, so I didn't waste a whole lot of yarn, and I just tied off the end. Now, don't know what I'm going to do with these. I may undo it, you know, I may just undo it and then use that, and plus the others that I can add more to it and make like fringe on the end. I could do that. So yeah, this is like a mindless thing. And so the next one will go the opposite way. You see, so if this one is going under, then the next one down here will go over. I think it's kind of fun. And so this one I'm hoping to have done this weekend. I think that'll be really neat for Valentine's Day. But I've got all of that in my the top of my WIP Caddy. So let me put all my yarns back in here, nice and neat. I have them standing up, and it's just, like I said, it's just big enough for one blanket. One section or one layer is big enough for one blanket, small blanket. I'm talking like a little Lapkin. And then when I'm done with this one, I'm thinking those colors might even go with Happy Mama's. I think that yellow would be too bright for her, but that would be neat. Anyway, I wanted to try it. One of the things that I had on my list of things to do for the year 2021 was make a tartan plaid blanket. And here it is. It's only not even the middle of February yet, and I think I'll be done with that before the end of the month for sure. And yeah, and so now I got to figure out, now once I've got the projects done that I wanted to do, what I want to do with it. Oh, my heater just kicked off. Did you hear it? It got quiet. I'm sorry. Felt like I had to talk over top of the heater because the vent's right there because it's really cold outside. Well, for Kentucky, it's cold outside. Anywho, yeah, so since that's a blanket, it might just go ahead and be donated to the VA, which I am going to put together. I have a friend who donates to the VA, and it's been a little bit difficult now because of COVID and all the lockdowns and all the precautions and everything. But once they ease up a little bit, I've got a big bag of lap blankets that I'd like to donate. And they're not all crocheted. Most of them are, but some of them are blankets that Happy Mama had around the house, you know, been gifted things, and, you know, we have too many lap blankets. And, I mean, some people would say, can you have too many? But when, you know, it's not like you got lots of kids and grandkids to make things for. It's just a small family or family unit. Yeah, you can have too many. I think if I lived closer to my nieces, and I could make for my nieces, and then maybe they could pass them along to their friends. And I know one niece, she's going to graduate in May. Oh my goodness, she's going to not graduate high school, she's going to graduate college in May, and she is like so brilliant. Both of my nieces are just brilliant, and I love them to pieces, and I wish I could do more for them, you know. And I guess one of those things is that when you got a small family and they're so far away, and you just have so much to do, it's yeah, I wish I could do more. I really do wish I could do more. So anyway, okay, my next shelf down, I had picked up, or I actually didn't pick this up. I bought this yarn, and I don't even know what I've done with the, oh, fiddlesticks. I picked up this yarn. It is from Lion Brand. It's the Woolies hand-dyed yarn. And do I have any up here? Oh, I don't know what I've done with the other of them. Anyway, wait a second. One moment. Okay, let's try this again. So I got this colorway, and then I got this colorway. This one has more grays, peaches, and like a purpley color in it. And here's the thing. Woolies hand dyed. That's what the tag looks like. And it's a 4-weight, 80 acrylic, 20 wool. Okay. So I bought 3 of them thinking, okay, I can make a hat and scarf with this. I have done this hat, like, this is the third, well, maybe this is the second time. This thing is huge. I even went down a hook size. I mean, come on. I don't have a head that big. And I followed the directions. I went down a hook size, And it's still way, way too big. So I don't know anybody with a head that big. So I'm going to have to frog it and do it again. But I really do want to just finish the hat already. And I have plenty of yarn. This is how much I still have left. And even this is going to be less, you know, obviously, because I'm not going to use as much for the hat the next time. But I still have plenty enough to make a nice cowl. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. This is Crystal from Bag of Days hat. I don't remember the number of it. But if I remember, I'll put it in the description box. But so anyway, that is in the WIP Caddy. And that has been on the WIP Caddy for several weeks. And that's one of the projects that had been sitting there for a while. And I got bored and I had to start something else. Okay. So this, I'm using, I've been putting them, to keep them separated in the Caddy itself, I've been using these organza bags that the paint box came in. So I'm using my Be So Baby yarn. This is from Kristen Omdahl. And I'm using these colors. I'm using, I'm using lilac and orchid and eggplant and plum. I love those colors. Are they not the prettiest colors together? So I made this and I started here and I was loving it. And I'm thinking, okay, it's curling up. All right, that's all right. This is the Just Feel Festive scarf. But I realized I was doing the pattern wrong, but I didn't realize it until about right here. And I thought, okay, I don't know why, but I'm just going to keep doing it. And then I got to the very last of it, and I'm like, oh, now I know how I did it wrong. I was losing a stitch. I was losing an entire stitch this whole way. It just kept going down. I just kept accidentally skipping over too many stitches in my decrease. I can do my increases fine. The decreases where I always had a problem. So I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do with it? Happy Mama's never going to know. So this is another one. All I got to do, weave in the ends. I am going to block it because it did curl a lot. So I'm going to block it. And it's going to be a Valentine's Day gift for Happy Mama. They're her favorite colors. And so I know she's going to love it. But for now, I'm going to put everything back in the bag. Because what I still need to do with all of these projects is I'm wanting to document them. I have a notebook that I've started. And I want to document all the different projects I've been making. You know, so that I can have, you know, something there at the very end to be able to say, okay, I remember I did that. What yarn did I use? What hook did I use? What pattern did I use? So I'm going to be writing them down and I'm going to have all the details. But that's why I still have it in the bag. Same with all the others. I had the hook that I was using. And okay, so there's that one. Okay, also on this shelf, I've got this. Now, this has been in the works for months and months and months. This is this sweater, okay? Now, I have already sewn together the shoulders up here, okay? I've already sewn together the shoulders. And I have been trying to figure out how I want to do the sleeves. And I finally figured it out. So now what I need to do, and this is going to be my like trial, if you will, because, well, I'll show you that in here in just a second. But this is the first of this pattern that I'm kind of like designing in my head, and I want to write it down. And you know, the funny thing is is I think I need to pair up, and I think I know who to talk to about that. But I don't think I can because I don't think she does stuff in, this is a number 1 weight, and I don't think she does number 1 weight. So I have to find somebody that, anyway, what I want to do is obviously get pattern testers. But then once I find somebody who can read the pattern, likes the pattern, doesn't mind working with it, I want to write it up and ask that person to do the tutorial. Because I am no good at tutorials. I know a lot of people, they would rather do tutorials than write the patterns. I am not that way. Not me. I mean, I might get that way. I'm not sure. But anyway, so I've decided instead of doing long sleeves, which I had thought would be really pretty, and I think it would be really pretty if I did long sleeves on this one. But I think, because I think I might want to wear it during the summer months. Now it is made of, this is alpaca and wool, but because it's a little bit drapey and it's not real heavy, I'm thinking what I want to do is do the sleeves, start it off with the orange, this rust color, and just do a couple rows, and then do like a little cap sleeve. That's what I want to do. So I'm on the lookout in some of my doily books. I've got to find myself a really pretty cap, you know, and they're not, you know, they're not going to be rectangle. It's going to be more like a triangle on its side. So I'm on the lookout for that. So that is coming along quite nicely. I have something else on here. I'm not even going to bother because it's been on here since the beginning of my YouTube channel. But I keep it on here to keep my mind so that I won't forget it. I will eventually get it done. Yeah. Hey, at least I know what all my WIPs are. Okay, now this is a fun project I decided to do. So the other day I was doing a live. It was an impromptu live, and because I had gotten, well, what was the impromptu about? Oh, yes, it was on Sunday, and I just felt like doing something on Sunday. And I mentioned that I have, and it's on my project list, that's something that I wanted to do for 2021, and that was a Tunisian scarf, a Tunisian asymmetrical scarf. And I had the yarn I wanted to use. I want to use these 2 yarns together. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Vogue. No, that was totally stupid. Okay, so anyway, here is the beginnings of my asymmetrical shawl, and it's turning out so cool. I'm so loving it. Now it's going to get a whole lot longer, obviously, but I am just loving this. Yeah, this is the right way, and it's got this sawtooth border, and this looks different because it's an increase, and it just looks, I just think it looks so neat. So once I finish it though, I'm going to block it, and it's going to look so amazing. So the small part like this is going to be this gray, and then it's like a bluish gray, and then the large part is going to be this one. And it's got the grays and browns and tans. Oh, and the off-white. Oh, the cream. It's going to look so amazing. I cannot wait. Oh, and I just love it. But it's Tunisian. And I'm discovering that that's another thing about Tunisian. I can only do so much before I have to give my hand a break and do something else. But I am loving it. And This is using #1 weight, and that's why it's taking a lot longer. You guys know I love #1 weight. I love, love, love working with it. Now, this is a much larger hook than what it would normally take, and this is a G hook. Let me show you guys. This is the kind of tip that I prefer. I like that rounded tip. Can you see it? Yeah, that's the kind of tip that I like. Even with Tunisian, I mean, I know a lot. I was talking to Joe from Joe's Web one day, and she was talking about, now it does have a significant point on it. So that's nice. It's not completely rounded, but she was talking about how certain hooks didn't have enough of a point on it to go through with the Tunisian. And I am loving this hook. And I mean, it's just a boy. I think it's a boy hook. Yeah, it's just something I got, you know, like at Walmart or someplace. I can't even remember. You know, that's the thing about like boys and Susan Bates. They don't really put anything on it to say what it is, do they? Okay, so let me put all this back because I've got 2 more down here on the bottom shelf. Okay, so this is what I'm going to work on now. You guys know I finished that other sweater. Now I'm going to be making this one. It's called the Ginger Snap. Let me see. Ginger Snap. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Ginger Snap Pullover by Brianna Kepner. And it is so neat looking. Now, this is not, and I'm kind of glad that they didn't, I don't have a color printer at work, and I'm kind of glad that they didn't put the colors on there because, you know, you can use your own imagination. And so these are the colors I've chosen. So for the main color is going to be this. Now, it's going to be for me, but I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if this color is going to be a good color for me. But I'm going to love it. So it's going to be this color and this light gray and this dark purple and this, yeah, so it's going to be these colors. Don't they look pretty and summery? Yet because it's a sweater, it's going to be nice and warm. Now, it is acrylic, so it's not going to be quite as warm as wool, but I'm going to love it nonetheless. And I've started, and here's how much I've gotten done. This is going to be this part here that goes across. And I think I've actually got it too big, but my gauge swatch looked at perfectly, yet I just don't know how that is going to be. I mean, in the picture, it shows that there's a very definite